Third POV. After a minute of talking over the previous fight and speculation over a suspicious doctor, May pressed the play button for the next fight. Their rivalry is legendary and their fame unmatched. Wiz began. Wait, how can their rivalry be legendary if they never dash? Is your brain that dumb, dunce head? Bakugu interrupted Kaminari's question. This was just like that Hager versus Zangief fight. They are fictional to their world, but real in their own worlds. Wow, Mina said amazed. It's always jarring to remember that Kaken actually has brains under all that meanness. Shut up, acid bitch. After battling an unofficial battle of 2 decades of fame and popularity, this match will meet its decisive end. Wiz continued. I have been waiting for this forever. Boomstick yelled out excited. These two must be really popular for they to get so excited over, Melissa said. Mario, the whimsical Italian plumber. Wiz introduced the first fighter. And Sonic, the hyperactive hedgehog. Boomstick introduced the second fighter. Huh, Otto said. What's so special about some plumber dude and a hedgehog? This Sonic is clearly the same one that was referred to as Shadow's rival from the last video. Todoroki answered. And from what we've seen, I wager that he has just as fast speeds as Shadow and a similar super form. However, the plumber is still a mystery. Momo pointed out. I guess we will see in this fight. I am Wizard and he's Boomstick, and it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. The first fighter was a short, slightly chubby man. He wore blue overalls with golden yellow buttons, a red shirt with sleeves and large white gloves, brown shoes, and a red cap on his head, a white circle with a red M on the front of the cap, and tufts of brown hair sticking out from his sides. The man also had a large blue eyes, a comically large nose, and a large mustache. He appeared to the group jumping out of a wide green pipe that came out of the ground, the Italian plumber jumping up in the air, fist raised high. The students chuckled a bit at his large nose and mustache. Eri and Kuda didn't know why they smiled so wide when they saw the fighter, but they felt that this plumber just projected happiness and whimsy. Mario. Mario is one of the 7-star children, children born with a potential for greatness, and possesses many special abilities with the intent of protecting his home, the Mushroom Kingdom. Wiz revealed. 7-star children, destined for greatness. Hyuka said. Kind of reminds me of some plot point in an anime. Said universe's own child of greatness started to admire the red plumber and hero for defending his home. So he is a hero in his world. Mirio said. Isn't that cool, Eri? Eri nodded, her eyes filled with childlike wonder. Even as a baby he was obviously destined for greatness. Wiz continued. The scene shows a baby Mario being guarded and protected by a group of Yoshis. Oh yeah, Pony cried out. He's the same baby that Yoshi from before helped. The students looked at the scene and nodded at Pony's claim, noticing the same large nose and red cap. When you got an army of dinosaurs serving you before you can even speak, you know that you are going to do great things. Boomstick pointed out. Background. Height, 5 feet 1 inch. Can jump over 20 feet. High stamina. Superhuman strength. Superhuman durability. Skilled combatant. He is well known for his incredible athleticism and unmatched jumping ability. Wiz explained. Who says white guys can't jump? Boomstick jokingly asked. That guy has some crazy hops, Kirishima said. Hey Tsu, how far can you jump compared to him? I can jump around 66 feet, so I can jump 3 times as high, Shui said. Plus my tongue can reach around 21 meters, so I could definitely catch him, if you were going to ask that next. Yeah, Kirishima said, momentarily taken back in surprise. I was. That's Tsu for you, Izuku said smiling. Knowing just what people are going to say and being blunt about it. Ajui's face was still as expressionless as always, but now had a slight red blush on her cheeks. He finally remembered to call me Tsu. The other girls meanwhile stared at the frog quirk girl with jealousy. even Uraraka and Nijire. Meanwhile, listening in on the conversation was Miruko. She turned to the Dragoon hero and asked, "Hey, you mind if I take that Azui girl for an internship or work study sometime in the future? Maybe Uraraka too if you are cool with that." Ryukyu actually looked surprised at the question. "Yeah, sure. I'm actually surprised that you, the infamous Miruko who hates team-ups and has never gotten an intern or sidekick, would ask that." Miruko smirked before looking back at Azui. "I guess I'm just curious is all." Miruko turned her gaze over to a certain cinnamon roll as he was stared at with jealous looks from the guys. "Yeah, really curious. Plus he is a powerhouse, with the strength to lift heavy objects and crush enormous castles," was said. "He also uses his bare fists to smash solid brick." "Wow," Itsuka said in amazement. "He must be really strong to break apart solid brick without any difficulty. With his jumping skills and weight, he can pound and crush his foes into oblivion," Boomstick said. "Look at this. He is squashing those Goombas and Koopa into pancakes." Bakugo and Kamikiri laughed hysterically at comment as they witnessed the useless minions squashed into paste. "Are those creatures the same ones that you guys said you watch or fight before?" Melissa asked. The whole of the students groaned at the memory. "Don't remind us," Satsuna said. "But when he needs some extra firepower, he has an entire arsenal of power-ups," Boomstick revealed. "Fire Flower grants pyrokinesis. Todoroki and Endeavor are intrigued. Can create and manipulate fire. Bouncing fireballs. Ends after absorbing one deadly blow. His first power-up is the Fire Flower," Wiz revealed. With it, Mario gains pyrokinetic abilities. "He can control fire," Izuku said, his eyes lighting up in awe. "It almost just like yours, Todoroki." "Yeah," Todoroki said. "However, I don't believe that my fire attacks can bounce like a ball. Plus I am not as versed in my fire side as my ice side." Endeavor, overhearing, flinched. "Really?" Boomstick questioned. "I always thought the flower was just really spicy." Cue the eye rolls from the adults and chuckles and also eye rolls from the students. "He can and manipulate fire for a multitude of different, devastating attacks," Wiz explained further, showing Mario unleash a massive amount of swirling flames. "Interesting." Todoroki cupped his chin in thought. "With some more training and my left side cooling me, I'm sure I could replicate that attack. I'm starting to like this plumber guy," Bakuga said. "If this guy can cause explosions with that power, and his power-ups don't stupidly go away after a hit, then he would be my vote." Frog Suit, Azui perks up intrigued. Increases jump height. Increases swimming speed. Can breathe underwater. Resists water currents for better control. Looks absolutely ridiculous. Azui croaks offended. "He's also got this frog suit thingy," Boomstick added. "While wearing it, Mario can jump even higher, swim even faster, and breathe underwater." "Hey, it's just like your quirk, Sue," Uraraka said. "Minus the tongue and camouflage part." "Ribbit." Azui nods, a finger at her chin, more intrigued over this character. "The only problem is no one is going to take him seriously wearing that thing," Boomstick said. "Aha, oh look at him." As Boomstick made that comment, and the final point in the list of abilities popped up, Azui croaked and glared at the video, more specifically Boomstick. "While he does look adorable, don't cute shame him," Hura said. "I call Midori and Koda cute but doesn't mean that they can't do anything." Izuku and Koda blushed, both embarrassed. Meanwhile, Zero covered Bakuga's mouth in tape before the explosive blonde could retort. "Cape Feather. Wears a yellow cape. Can fly for unprecedented amounts of time. Can deflect projectiles. Razor sharp edge." Several different power-ups have granted Mario flight before, but none as well as the Cape Feather, Wiz revealed. With it, Mario can fly for an unprecedented amount of time. His flight power is almost as similar to Hawk's own wings, Lady said. And that projectile deflecting sounds incredibly useful against long-range attackers. All Might's and Torino's mind flashed back to the 7th user of OFA, Nana Shimura, and how she floated through air without a care in the world and smiled. Metal Cap becomes living metal. Tetsu perks up. Nearly indestructible. Kirishima perks up as well. Incredibly heavy. Power increase. Speed and maneuverability remain unchanged. The metal cap turns Mario's entire body into indestructible, living steel. Boomstick jumped in. But while Metal Mario is extremely heavy, his strength and speed are boosted, giving him 10 times more power and just as much agility as before. That's awesome, Kirishima yelled. It's like your quirk, man. I know, Tetsu yelled excited. This Mario guy is so manly. So while he turns himself into metal, he retains his regular speed and agility, aside from his jumps. Power loader deduced. That's quite the useful power-up. Darman. Invulnerable. Increases speed. Instantly kills foes. Audience did a double take on that. Short time limit. The Starman envelopes Mario in a blinding aura of compressed energy. Wiz jumped in, giving him increased speed and complete invulnerability for a short time. Touching a normal enemy in this state will kill the foe instantly. Instantly? Momo questioned, astonished. Amazing! This Starman must be this Mario's equivalent towards that super form that Shadow and perhaps this Sonic has as well. Ida said. Hammer. Stored in Mario's pocket. Can crush practically anything. Smaller hammers can be thrown. And while not technically a power-up, Mario has a hammer that can crush almost anything. Wiz revealed. Hurled barrels from a giant monkey. Crushed. Boomstick exclaimed in mad glee. Spooky undead ghosts. Crushed. Nagging ex-wife. Crushed. Wait, that thing can kill ghosts. Bakugu questioned loudly. How the fuck does that make sense? Magic. Yuka said. Mega Mushroom. Mario grows giant. Lady perked up at this. Invulnerable. Can smash through almost any obstacle. Lasts for a short time. And it seems Mario is always popping shrooms to get more power, and with the Mega Mushroom, he goes ginormous. Boomstick continued. Mowing down people, plants, environments, hell, everything. Oh, come on. Lady cried out. He's stealing my thing. So unfair. Easy there, girl, Mandalay said. At least he has a time limit, while you can do it as long as you want. Mario has battled a larger variety of enemies than other video game hero. Wiz jumped in. Whether a foe is large or small, creepy or goofy, dumb or deadly, nothing has ever proved too much for him. Except keeping track of his woman. Boomstick interrupted, showing an image of a princess in a pink dress. She always getting kidnapped and he's always showing up at the wrong castle. Somebody needs to throw a GPS tracking bracelet on this bitch. While the girls were slightly offended by the final comment, Bakugo was laughing his ass off on both Mario constantly going to the wrong castle and the pink princess always getting captured. Mario is impulsive and not much of a strategist, preferring to quickly fight his way through problems than thinking things through. Wiz explained. That could be problematic, Izawa said. Some hero situations may require more brains than brawn. But that doesn't matter, Boomstick said. Italy's greatest hero can power through anything. It's me, Mario, Mario said in victory, flashing a 2-finger V for victory to the group. The group fought over the Italian plumber. The students liked his heroism in defending his home and saving the princess, like some standard fairy tale hero. Eri really liked Mario, claiming that he looked funny and happy. Coulda liked Mario too, but thought that it was all too cheerful and goofy for his liking. The heroes were intrigued on his many power-ups and how this hero with his arsenal of different abilities would be quite efficient in many type of situations. The next fighter shown was basically a blue, more light-hearted version of Shadow from before. The second fighter was a blue anthropomorphic hedgehog, with ocean blue fur and peach-colored spot on his stomach, and had large green eyes. His quills hanged low and spiky, a contrast to Shadow's more spiked-up quills. He wore nothing but a pair of white gloves and cool red shoes with a stripe of white on each shoe. They also saw said new fighter zoom through the area so fast that even the heroes could barely keep track of him. Sonic the Hedgehog is the fastest thing alive and a freedom fighter battling to save the world from the tyrannical Dr. Evo Eggman Robotnik. Wiz revealed. They saw an image of the blue hedgehog fighting against a wide man with a red suit that looked shaped like an egg and with an army of robots by his side. Hey, doesn't that guy look similar to that other doctor in the shadow fight? Setsuna pointed out. The students and heroes looked closer and realized that the egg-shaped villain did in fact look identical towards the doctor. You're right, Tokage, Suka said. They even have the same last name, Robotnik. Nizu frowned and hummed in thought as he continued to view the video. He's not so bad for a tree-hugging hippie, Boomstick said. Itsuka sent a short prayer of thanks to Sonic for his concern and fight to protect nature and the environment. Background. Height, 3 feet 3 inches. Weight, 35 pounds. 16. Freedom fighter. Top speed, unknown. 765 miles per hour as fastest obtained average estimate. Eyebrows were raised high at the level of speed shown by Sonic. Sonic's most notable ability is his speed, Wiz explained. He can easily break the sound barrier in mere seconds, while his top speed is unknown. He has clocked in an average of 765 miles per hour. Holy crap! Boomstick exclaimed. He must burn through shoes. Eyebrows were raised high and jaws plummeting down at seeing how fast Sonic was going. Seeing the blue hedgehog became a blue blur as he ran, jumped, and slid past buildings in a nanosecond. Holy crap, Yuka said. Has your family ever reached those kinds of speeds before, Ida? Momo asked, face still clearly astounded. No hero ever has. Ida managed to gasp out, for once completely still in shock. Izuku watched as Sonic ran with a smile on his face, like he was alive, and instantly felt a connection to him. When Izuku first learned full cowling, feeling the energy course through him and grow faster and faster as his progress increased, he felt alive, just like Sonic. He can further increase his speed with his trademark figure 8 technique. Wiz explained. How can he said the perplexed Momo Yaoyorozu. Wow, even Yamamo is stumped, Shui said. Midoriya, can you figure dash? Ajui's question fell on deaf ears as Izuku was sucked back into his muttering state, analyzing and writing in his journal in the same mad passion as Hatsumi with her machines. But he's not just fast on his feet. Boomstick jumped in. Attacks and techniques. Spin attack, spin dash, homing attack, light speed dash, martial arts, Ojiro light. Can burrow underground. He can curl up into a spiky ball and rip through his opponents with his spin attack. Boomstick continued. He's like a spinning jigsaw, Snipe said. And it appears that his quills and this technique are strong and sharp enough to rip through solid steel, Vlad King said. Tetsu shivered in slight fear, mentally picturing how his own steel body would handle Sonic's spin attack. His homing attack rockets towards an opponent and can hit multiple times. Wiz jumped in. That'd be useful in hitting multiple targets while in mid-air while evading projectiles, Todoroki said. This Sonic is proving quite interesting. And with his spin dash, he can reach top speeds almost instantly, Boomstick said. Man, how does this guy not vomit? Took the words out of my mouth, Boomstick, Mina said. I mean, how can he do that without going a little dizzy afterwards? Or even know where he is going? Perhaps Sonic has some different form of equilibrium while spinning that helps him from being nauseous or dizzy, Izuku proposed. And he could be looking through his quills at the right time to know where he is going and what's in his way. Maybe, Melissa said. At the speeds he is going, and given that level of thermal homeostasis, he would need an equal level of coordination, mental processing, and reflexes to keep up with not just his spinning but also his speed. Translation, Mina asked. Because Sonic can move at such hypersonic speeds, Sonic needs to be able to look, see, and take in the surroundings around him just as fast as his speed, or he could be unable to know where he is running and could crash into a wall. Momo simplified. Throughout his adventures, he has acquired a number of special shields to improve his abilities. Wiz revealed. Each shield can deflect minor projectiles to even larger ones depending on the type, and each have environmental advantages, but will disintegrate after absorbing a deadly blow. Just like Mario's power-ups, Shinso said. Both can only survive one hit before they disappear. Fire shield. Impervious to fire and heat. Todoroki and Endeavor perked up this too. Fiery makeup. Disintegrates in water. Mid-air dash attack. The fire shield can absorb, well, fire and heat. Boomstick pointed out. Though it can't survive underwater. No shit. But with it, Sonic can use a fiery dash attack. The kid looks like a straight-up comet. With that kind of shielding, he could block every one of you and your son's fire attacks, Endeavor. All Might said. Endeavor hummed in agreement. It would take a powerful melee or different elemental-based attack to destroy the shield before I could hurt him with a fire attack. And even then he could just respond quickly enough to speed away from it. You think that your ice could cancel out his fire shield, Todoroki? Izuku asked. Maybe, Chodo said. The shield can't survive water, and if it can't melt through my ice instantly, the melted water could destroy it. But with that fiery dash attack, he could easily burn and crash his way through my ice easily. Lightning shield. Impervious to electricity, Kaminari perked up. Electric makeup. Disintegrates in water. Magnetic field. Mid-air jump. The lightning shield can't survive in aquatic environments either, but it can give Sonic a mid-air jump for extra aerial control and immunity to all electric-based attacks. Wizard said. With that shield, I couldn't be able to hurt him, even with a 2 million volt blast. Kaminari said. I don't think I could hurt him too. Nijire said. My energy blasts are electrical too, so they probably wouldn't phase that shield. What about you, Izuku? Can your punches hurt them with that lightning you used on Overhaul? Izuku though over how his lightning seemingly seemed to physically harm Chisaki, though wonders if he could even use that excess energy of OFA at all. My punches perhaps can, but I most likely would get electrified if I touch the shield. And I still don't know if I can even use that excess lightning that shoots out of me. All Might made a note to counsel Izuku on that later. Moving on from Deku and his light show, that mid-air jump can make this Sonic guy more maneuverable through the air, much like my explosions do for me. Bakuga said. Bubble shield. Can breathe underwater. Water and air makeup. Bounce attack. Bouncing can increase jumping height. And with the bubble shield, he breathe underwater and control his jumps with a powerful bounce. Boomstick added. It's similar to Mario's frog suit, Shui said. I bet we will see more of that. And he can jump extra high with the bubbled shield as a springboard, like me and my tail. Jiro said. Though I wonder they keep referencing water. Why do we keep mentioning water, you might ask? Boomstick questioned. Thank you, Ojiro, for you somehow asking the question that they answer immediately, again. Hura said. Because he can't freaking swim. Boomstick continued. Put him in the water and you get not only a powerless Sonic, but the most PTSD-inducing music ever that will make your heart stop in terror. Most of the students and even heroes shivered and squirmed at the PTSD-inducing music, feeling like they were realistically in danger. Kyuka had the worst of it, so much so that she latched onto the closest thing that felt safe to her, that being Izuku. Immediately as they realized what happened as the music stopped, Kyuka detached herself from Izuku as fast as Sonic and blushed hard, Izuku blushing just as hard, and the girls glaring at the two in jealousy that would make even Shadow flinch. Jesus, that music was chilling, Kaminari said, oblivious to what occurred. That underwater weakness must suck. What a fucking shitty weakness, Bakuga yelled out before he could curse out more. A warning glare from Aizawa forced the explosion team to zip it. While hedgehogs can normally swim, which makes this a personal weakness for Mr. Sonic. Sonic speed requires momentum and friction, two things hard to achieve while with your feet, Nizu pointed out. Sonic seems to mostly use his legs rather than his arms, so his disadvantage towards swimming is understandable. Sonic's ultimate power-up isn't a shield at all, Wiz explained. After absorbing thousands of power rings throughout his adventures, Sonic has become an embodiment of chaos energy itself, practically releasing all that chaos force energy out like blue lightning. Using the power of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, just like Shadow, Sonic can tap into their near unlimited powers and summon the form of Supersonic. Super form. 1000% power increase. Automatic flight. Unlimited stamina. Invincible. Positive energy aura. Duration based on a time limit and a steady supply of power rings. Supersonic can fly, breathe underwater, and is completely invulnerable. Boomstick revealed. Not to mention that his speed is increased a 1000-fold. Wiz jumped in. Jaws fell once more and more jaws became unhinged. As if his speed wasn't fast enough. Now he can go 1000 times faster. Sun questioned. And with his flight and invincibility, that's OP as fuck, Satsuna said. As Izuku saw Supersonic, his eyes entranced by the glowing form and the aura of power coming from the hedgehog, Izuku felt a shiver run through the back of his head, especially through a specific wording that Wizard said. Practically releasing all that chaos force energy out in blue lightning. This power over the chaos force is just like Shadow's, Melissa said, snapping Izuku from his thoughts. Yeah. They both could transform into their super forms through the Chaos Emeralds and become invulnerable and can fly while in this form, Izuku said as he recomposed himself. This Sonic guy is crazy strong, Mirio said. He's so cool, Kuta said, eyes flashing brighter in excitement. But like most things that are unbelievably powerful, it has a time limit, Boomstick pointed out. Without a steady supply of power rings, it can't even last a full minute. But given that this a hedgehog that go faster than light, a minute for us is a whole lot of time for Sonic to wipe the floor with his foes. And when the form subsides, Sonic returns to normal at peak physical form, regardless of his condition prior to the transformation. Wiz revealed. That's incredible, Ida said. Not only can this super form make Sonic invulnerable and immune to any damage, once it runs out, if he had any previous injuries during a fight, they will be healed, giving Sonic an advantage over a weaker or more exhausted foe. The students' and heroes' eyes widen comically large at how powerful and useful this power could be. While Sonic is always risking his life saving the world from all kinds of robots, demigods and world-ending monsters, he's kind of a dick, Boomstick added. Sonic is cocky, arrogant, and addicted to action, Wiz explained. He becomes cranky and unstable when he is cooped up for too long. And if you ignore him, he will straight up leave ya. Well, that's a little rude, Mina said. Don't tell me that you wouldn't be a little cranky being cooped up inside, Kyuka questioned. Touché, Mina said. I'm starting to like this guy more and more, Bakuga said. He chose to be oblivious to the exasperated looks and sweat drops directed at him. Despite his rough personality, he will do whatever it takes to save the day. Sonic dodged a laser blast from a robot wasp. Ooh, I'd like to hang, but I've got a juice. Sonic speeds away in a flash. The group thought over what they thought of Sonic. While he seemed ruder compared to Mario, the students agreed that he was cool and powerful, especially his incredible speed. The heroes respected how he was a freedom fighter and a powerful ally to have, but were concerned that his cockiness and arrogance could be more a liability than assistance. Eri liked Sonic but coulda liked him more with how cool and powerful he was. Alright, the combatants are set, Wiz traditionally said. Let's end this debate once and for all. It's time for a death battle, Lally, Boomstick yelled out. The video paused as it scanned its fighters for counterparts. Meanwhile, the traditional voting had begun. The votes were practically even, with both sides agreeing that both are cool and powerful and hard to choose. In the end, the ones most notable for Mario were Mirio, because of his raw power and heroism, Eri, because of how goofy and funny he looked and talked, Todoroki and Endeavor for Mario's pyrokinesis, Tetsu and Kirishima for his metal cap power-up, Tamaki, because he found Mario's upbeat and happiness similar to Mirio, Toru and Koda for Mario's goofiness and connection with Yoshi, Azuri for his frog suit, Uraraka and Miruko for his flight and jumping prowess, and Lady for Mario's size. Changing powers. For Sonic, his most notable voters consisted of Izuku, who liked Sonic's heroism, speed, and a feeling of similarity, Kuta, who thought Sonic was super cool and powerful, Bakugu, who liked the blue hedgehog style, power, and attitude, Ida, who liked Sonic's speed though disagreed with his cocky nature, Kaminari and Nijire over his lightning shield and coolness, Sen, who liked his spin attacks and dash attacks, All Might and Gran Torino for his speed and power as Super Sonic, Mina for their similar lack of patience and coolness, Aizawa and Mike because of his connection with Oboro's counterpart, and Nizu, who had a calculative smile. Scanning complete, the device said as it finished its search. Mario. Multiversal counterpart. Mirio Togata. Wow Mirio, we found a counterpart of yours. Izuku congratulated the third year. And he is super strong. We found one of you, Lemillion. Eri pointed out excitedly. Isn't that great? Power. Miro posed with a large smile on his face. I had a feeling that you and he were one and the same. Tamaki said. You both have a light shining. Mirio smiled brightly at his best friend. Sonic. Multiversal counterpart. Izuku Midoriya. Wowie. Isn't awesome, Zuki? Nijire pointed out excitedly. I just knew it. I just knew it. You were super fast too during that fight with Overhaul, sparking lightning everywhere. And your shoot style is a lot like Sonic's fighting style. No wonder I thought he was so cool. He is as cool as you, Izuku. Kuta cheered excitingly before recomposing into his tough guy look. I mean because you two are strong and really cool, I guess. Izuku smiled gratefully at the two and looked at his counterpart with recognition. I knew it. His mind flashed to the 7 Chaos Emeralds. 7 emeralds. 7 quirks to master if I include All Might's power. I hope that can live up to the strength that my other self has. That's cool that you are Sonic Muscles, May said. I admit that I was surprised. Never could see you as the arrogant, cocky type. That's more of that explodey guy's shtick. Ignoring the laughter and chuckles at that comment and the AY. From Kaken, Izuku deadpanned at the comment. She's right, I guess. Though I was also somehow the counterparts to both Kratos and Spawn, all because of One for All and Kaken's and eyes. Past. Meanwhile, up above with the teacher and heroes, Miruko smirked at the connection between Izuku and Sonic. Interesting kid. Let's see if your counterpart beats my voted fighter. You recognize the connection too, right, Toshinori? Gran Torino said, not as a question but as a fact. Yeah, All Might said. Those rainbow-colored gems. The rainbow light of One for All. The fact that it can be shared with others like with Shadow from before. Supersonic's flight like float. The speed that young Midoriya is bound to achieve. There was no mistaking that the two were linked. And yet that Starman upgrade's rainbow light also is like the quirk. Alongside that Mario's strength and use of multiple powers. Gran Torino pointed out. You think that it's some hint of another world out there in that multiverse, whatever that you gave the quirk to Nightie's choice? All Might looked down at the two students who shook hands and declared to let the best fighter win. Perhaps. But that doesn't mean that I regret my choice or would shame my other self if that was the case. The boy is worthy enough. But I've made my choice and I couldn't think of a better one. Torino smiled. Good. I share the same sentiment. Meanwhile, Bakugo asked, can I change my vote? No. The students declared and laughed at the enraged look on Bakugo and Deku's embarrassed one. Votes and counterparts aside. The video began once again for the battle to begin. The video showed Sonic laying back in a green field, tapping his foot and finger against the ground impatient. Suddenly, a green pipe emerged from the ground where out came Mario. Sonic got up quickly and readied himself while Mario jumped off the pipe to come face to face with a blue hedgehog. Alright Chubby, let's settle this feud once and for all, Sonic declared. Let's say go. Mario struck a pose and said, "Oh, I'm so excited," Mina said as she had her hands near her mouth. Win my actually cute hedgehog counterpart to my Midori. This fight will be centered around speed versus power, Momo said. Mario is the physically stronger and durable, but Sonic's speed and martial arts can easily match Mario's raw power. This could go either way. Fight. Sonic struck first with a quick spinning roundhouse kick, which Mario blocked. Sonic quickly pushed forward with a strong right kick to Mario's chest. As Mario was stunned, Sonic struck again with a left kick to the stomach, followed by a flurry of kicks that pounded into the Italian plumber before sending him flying with a final kick. Aizawa analyzed Sonic's strategy. He's using his speed to his advantage and by striking to first to have his opponent go on the defensive. He's striking as fast and hard as possible to crumble his foe's defense to deliver some strong attacks. Not bad. Yeah, go Sonic. Show that plumber who's boss, Kuda said. Eri squirmed in her seat. I'm so confused. I don't want to bet against Papa, but I also don't want Uncle Mirio to lose either. Noticing Eri's dilemma, Mirio quickly said, Hey Eri, it's okay. You don't need to choose between us. This is all just make-believe and neither of us will be hurt if you choose one or the other. But I don't want to choose. Eri still sulked and had a tear in her eye. Then don't, Izuku said, jumping in to help. It's alright. You don't have to choose or root for either of us, we understand. You can just stay lay back, watch and have fun. And as a bonus, me, Mirio, and Sato will bake you that banana candy smoothie you were curious about. Eri's mouth watered before she smiled and nodded her head. Seeing the heartwarming sight, Tamaki turned away in pain. Too bright. So bright. Back to the fight. Mario hit the pipe before twisting his body mid-air and landing on the pipe. Mario brought out of his pocket a fire flower. Hey, it's time to turn up the heat. Mirio joked. The only sound that can be heard was the sound of crickets chirping, which Azui looked around for. Man, that was so not funny. Mirio recomposed himself. Mario absorbed the fire flower, his hat and red undershirt becoming pale white and his blue overalls turned light red, and his hand ablaze. Mario fired multiple fireballs, bouncing towards Sonic. The blue hedgehog jumped, spun, and maneuvered his way through the fireballs safely, only for Mario to strike. Mario slid whilst covered in a fiery attack, attacking Sonic before he hit the ground. Mario quickly struck Sonic with a left haymaker, followed by a right uppercut and a solid right kick. Yeah, Mario is fighting back. Tetsu cheered. Manly. He used his fireballs to inconvenience Sonic, who was forced to go defensive by jumping away from the fireballs, leaving him open for a quick attack to deliver his own combo. Endeavor analyzed. Mario quickly grabbed Sonic, saying, Here we go. He spun and tossed Sonic toward the green pipe, the blue hedgehog bouncing off and heading back towards Mario. Mario brought out his cape feather and used it to launch Sonic into the air. Mario performed a corkscrew dive jump, positioned his body backwards, charged up a powerful smash attack and punched Sonic as he fell in front of him, slamming him into the ground. Mario dived to his stunned foe with a strike, spun Sonic around, using his fire to speed him around faster before blasting him away with an open palm strike. Jesus, that was awesome, Kirishima said. This death battle is awesome. He used a combination of his feather cape to launch his open upwards. He jumped and used his impressive acrobatics to launch and position himself to where he can strike Sonic from mid-air. Tsuka analyzed. He then used his fire as propulsion to launch himself towards Sonic and spin him around with greater velocity before finishing him off with a final fiery strike. Todoroki analyzed too. Nizu smirked at the two. Perhaps I need to open 2 more seats for my analysis class after all. Come on, Shitty Deku's blue rat counterpart. Kuga yelled. Do something useful so I don't feel like vomiting for rooting for Shitty DKU. Sonic slid to a stop, a little singed but still standing. Mario gathered his fire and released a massive burst of swirling that engulfed the hedgehog. Ahaha! Monoma laughed tauntingly. It appears that one of you 1A plebeians isn't as strong as you thought he was. Why, I bet when the fire goes away he's nothing more than a charred dash. The fire flew away to reveal that Sonic was in one piece, his fire shield absorbing the fire and heat. Do you ever stop being wrong, or are you asking to be wrong on purpose? Yui said, causing the students to laugh at the agape Monoma. Sonic quickly counterattacked by dashing towards Mario, the blue hedgehog becoming a fiery red comet. Mario was knocked and struck around through the air as he was struck by the fiery comet that was Sonic. Mario landed on his feet, pulled out his hammer and struck Sonic as he approached, resulting in a huge explosion. Wait, is it over? Hananuki asked. Unlikely, Jirota said. It was stated that Mario's power-ups and Sonic shields could absorb a deadly strike before disappearing and leaving them normal. At most, the shield and fire flower form will be gone. The screen gained color, with dramatic angelic chorus music playing in the background. Mario and Sonic were shown clashing over and over, the two never giving way without a counterattack. The scenes included Mario dodged a right hook from Sonic slamming into a mid-air Mario with a homing attack, Sonic barely dodging a Mario jumping uppercut, Sonic impatiently tapping his foot as he waited for the frozen Mario statue to run out. The audience were both excited and impressed with the power, skill, and determination of the fighters, with some laughs thrown in at the final scene. The fight began in regular motion as Sonic ran through the field while Mario flew with his cape feather. Sonic jumped and struck a power-up, granting him a lightning shield. Woo! Lightning shield coming at ya, you magic Italian plumber, Kominari said. Mario and Sonic raced up a mountain that had a face, striking at each other as they flew/climbed up the top. Oh, the volcano looks sad. Toru and Pony whined. Bakugu looked at the two perplexed. That is what you noticed, not the fact that it has a face in the first place. Or that this fight between the two is fucking awesome as hell. Hey, chill Bakadush, Setsuna said, defending and hugging Pony. You let them notice what they want and stop being a douche about it. Agreed, Mina said as she too hugged Toru. There, Toru. Don't let the mean douche hurt your feelings. Mina spoke in a motherly tone. Thanks, Mina, but can you please stop babying us? Toru said. It's weird. Agreed. Pony agreed. The two landed inside the dormant volcano, the screen showing a close-up of both Sonic's and Mario's determined faces. The screen panned over from the electrified shielded Sonic, past the Bobo MB, towards Mario. Wait a minute. Sonic and Mario looked around at the room entirely filled with weird-looking bombs with white eyes and yellow feet, them all sounding up an alarm at the newcomers. Bombs! Kuta, Koda, Nijire and Eri cried out. Weird walking bombs, but bombs. Mamma mia! Mario cried out. A second later, the volcano's face was consumed in a large, fiery explosion, with Sonic and Mario, the latter crying out as they flew through the air. Laughter rang out through the room. Even Endeavor and Aizawa spared a chuckle. Bakugu and Torino were busting a gut as they saw Izuku's furry counterpart fly through the air from that explosion. Are they okay? Uri asked. Yes, they are, Eri. Uraraka jumped in. Deku and Mirio's counterparts had shields and powers on that saved them from the big boom. Oh, yeah. Eri cheered, Uraraka smiling motherly. Oka is also nice and sweet. Like a mama, Uri thought. Miss Oka, Miss Mama, Auntie Niji, Miss Melissa, Miss Kyuka. Who is true mama? I'm so confused. Sonic landed in the water. Oh, that's not good, Zero said. Sonic is not good at water. Fuck. That's bullshit. Bakugu yelled in rage. Well, they mentioned water a lot of times, so it was bound to happen in the fight, Otto said. Sonic sank further down the lake, flailing his limbs uselessly. He popped up a bubble shield and activated it. Sonic now encased in a bubble shield. At least he has a bubble shield, Jiro pointed out. Mario landed in the water, wearing his frog suit, before bringing his weight down and slamming into Sonic's, destroying the bubble shield instantly. Oops, Jiro said. Dude, stop doing that. Mineta yelled. Sonic tried jumping around yet failed to swim around effectively. The PTSD-inducing music played out as Sonic quickly tired to try to run away, causing the audience, especially Kyuka, to shiver and hold their ears. As the music started getting louder, Sonic flailed around before his eyes were replaced with green emeralds and the screen was filled with a white light. Wait, is that Dash? Kuta said excitingly. Izuku and All Might smiled. It's go time. As Mario swam away, Sonic's voice, somewhat distorted and echoing, said, Now I'll show you. Mario was slammed into by a golden blur. Mario was launched out of the water and the golden blur popped out in the sky as Supersonic, floating. His fur turned golden and spiked up, and his body encased in a golden aura. His emerald eyes turning ruby red. How's that, plumber? The Sonic voters cheered in relief, while the rest looked with wide eyes and wide jaws. Oh, it's about to get good, Setsuna said, rubbing her hand in excitement. Mario, while in mid-air, pulled out a metal cap, transforming into Metal Mario and dropping down onto the ground, kneeling. Yeah, Metal Manly Mario time, Tetsu cheered. Wow, superhero landing. Kaminari clapped. I heard that does a number on your knees. Well, he is made of metal right now, Mineta pointed out. I don't think a broken knee is a concern right now. Sonic roared in power before flying straight into Mario, causing an explosion, only for the smoke to clear and show Metal Mario intact, holding Supersonic back. What? Bakugo roared out. What is this bullshit? Mario's metal form was said to be almost invulnerable. Momo said, she too surprised at Metal Mario's feat. I guess it's that strong. Metal Mario tossed Supersonic away, only for Supersonic to fly back from behind and collide into him multiple times, all the while leaving no sign of damage or struggle other than Mario sliding back a few inches every time. Metal Mario kicked Supersonic away before bringing up the Starman and absorbing it, becoming encased in rainbow light. Mario rushed towards Supersonic in normal speed, striking at the Golden Hedgehog with a spin attack before launching him away. Power! Mirio yelled out as he flexed his muscles. Wait, shouldn't Sonic be defeated? Hayas. They did say that Mario using the Starman makes anyone who touches him instantly die. They also said that Sonic was completely invincible under his super form. Tokoyami pointed out. It appears that the instant death is nullified because of Sonic's super form. Mario made a mistake. The audience turned to see it was Izuku that said that. He made a mistake, right, Kaken? For once you are right, Deku, Kaken said. That Italian stereotype made a big fucking mistake. Okay, mind cluing us in on what you two are agreeing? Kaminari pleaded. Because at this point I'm just worried the apocalypse has started now that you two are agreeing with each other. Mario's form seemed to have only two ways to be destroyed, either from getting hit with a deadly attack or changing into another form. Izuku explained. However, three forms seem to be wear off through a time limit: the Metal Cap, the Mega Mushroom, and the Starman. Yeah, and Mina asked, isn't it obvious, Pink Cheeks? Kuga yelled. Mario changed into Starman before the Metal Cap finished wearing off. He could have waited until the Metal Cap wore off before using the Starman to draw out Supersonic's time limit. Mario was too impulsive and used the Starman, which changed him out of the Metal Cap early and wasted the Starman on Supersonic without realizing that Sonic can't be hurt while in super form. Izuku continued. And because of that error, the Starman should wear off right about now. Mario morphed back to normal. See? Izuku said with a tiny smile. The group looked at the two in stunned silence. Momo, May, and Melissa were mentally kicking themselves for not realizing it sooner. Have respect towards Izuku and Bakugo, begrudgingly toward the later, and with Izuku analysis were a little turned on. Ida meanwhile was only doing the first and second part. Nizu smiled maniacally. Oh yes, I see, great thing for you, Izuku Midoriya, in our analysis classes. And you as well, Katsuki Bakugo. You have earned your admittance as well. So you're a bit tougher than I thought, huh? Sonic said. But now it's time for me to finish this dash. Mario popped out a mega mushroom and grew to giant of himself. Whoa! Sonic said in astonishment. Yeah, whoa, Suka said. Mega size time. Lady cheered, her fellow pros rolling their eyes. Super Sonic crashed at light speeds into Giant Mario, with no seeming effect happening. Mega Mario having enough knocked Sonic away with a giant punch. Oh come on, this is just unfair now, Bakugo yelled out. No matter what they do, they just can't truly hurt the other, Melissa said. Mario's forms practically make him invulnerable while Sonic's super form is invulnerable. It's a stalemate. Suddenly, Super Sonic reverted back into regular Sonic, his time limit expiring. Oh! Sonic simply said as he fell to the ground. Oh is right. Thur yelled. Time's up on Super Sonic. Midori's vulnerable now. Sonic performed his figure 8 technique before zooming off. Giant Mario hot on his trail, but couldn't catch up with the fast hedgehog. You're too slow, Sonic said before speeding up, leaving the giant Mario in the dust. Yeah, coulda cheered. Sonic is too fast for Mario. As Mario ran, slowly but surely, Mario started to shrink back to normal size. DOH, Mario said as he gripped his head in pain, his eyes going all over the place. Wait, what just happened? Mijire said. Why is he that funny weird face? Mario is tired out, Momo said. He must have used too many transformation back to back or overworked his body with the Mega Mushroom. He's open, Mina pointed out. Go Midori, I mean Sonic. Now's my chance, Sonic said as he sped back. Mario managed blocked a straight punch from Sonic, but failed to react to Sonic speeding up from behind and striking him with a dash attack. Sonic knocked Mario into the air with a few more dash attacks before jumping up and slamming his heel onto Mario, sending the whimsical plumber into the ground. With a final WWWAGGG of pain, Sonic curled into a spiky ball, slammed into the Italian plumber and spun fast, shredding through the Italian and spewing blood everywhere. Sonic jumped away victorious, the final remnants of Mario a shredded corpse in a pool of blood, torn in half with his back open. K.0. After a brief silence of shock and queasy stomachs at the gory sight, those who voted for Sonic cheered in victory, the loudest being the maniacal laughs of Bakugo and Nizu. The Mario voters groaned before clapping in respectful courtesy. Izuku clapped in victory and shook Mirio's hand, the two smiling and nodding for no hurt feelings. Mirio then said, Nice job, Deku. Thanks, Mirio, Izuku said. Man, your guy was so powerful, awesome. He really left me torn up. Silence was all that was heard. I would have included the crickets, but Sue ate them all. Tamaki sighed and clasped Miro's still posing and smiling figure. Mirio, is you are trying to be like Boomstick. You are doing an impressive job. Laughter once more filled the gym. Whew, now that's what I call a death battle, Boomstick yelled. Agreed, Kirishima said. Even if my fighter lost, it was still super manly as hell. Same here, Tetsu parroted. One of the best so far. Their power-ups seemed evenly matched, countering blow for blow, was said. And when one got the upper hand, the other quickly countered back. Mario was even able to counter the unstoppable Super Sonic, Boomstick pointed out. Claps of respect and acknowledgement were given to Mirio, including Eri, which Mirio greatly appreciated. But with their arsenals exhausted, Mario was no match for Sonic's natural speed mixed in with his quick martial arts, Wiz explained. Even if they used their lesser-known power-ups like the Ice Flower, an image was shown of Mario made of ice. Or the Super Emeralds. An image was shown of Sonic wearing different outfits, one that looked like a snowsuit and the other having a neutron symbol over his head. There is no reason to say that results would be any different. Wait, they have more power-ups? May questioned eyes wide. And Sonic's look like suits. Babies that I could build. Mei's eyes lit up with awe and mentally memorizing them. Mario was also too impulsive, Boomstick said. And that's saying something coming from me. Chuckles occurred from that joke/honest truth. Indeed, Wiz agreed. Mario quickly used his last 3 power-ups too quickly. Without knowing that Supersonic is completely invincible and takes no kind of damage, Mario wasted his most powerful power-ups on Supersonic instead of sparring them and going defensive. And even with Supersonic all used up, Sonic returned to peak fighting strength, completely healed of all of Mario's previous attacks. And you are right again, Zuku, Kyuka said. You too, Bakugu. Wow, I can't believe I just said that without throwing up. Hey! Bakuga yelled out, laughter from the students sounding off. Looks like Mario just couldn't keep up. Boomstick punned. The winner is Sonic the Hedgehog, Wiz announced. Claps and words of acknowledgement once again rang for Izuku, who took it in with nervous embarrassment. Miruko meanwhile stared down at the teen and licked her lips in excitement. Brains. Ron. Clear powerful potential if his counterparts and Ryukyu's word about the Hisaikai raid are true. Oh yeah. Definitely will keep an eye on you, Izuku Midoriya. Next time on Death Battle. The group hushed as they watched the screen for the next fighters. The screen was black before smoke appeared along with a whimsical musical score that screamed enchanting and mysterious. They see a symbol of a lightning bolt over a young teen with round glasses and a wand in his hand. The music changed to a large triumphant score of trumpets that took them by surprise, especially Kyuka's ears. They then see the screen showing a boy with light blonde hair in white clothes raising a blue metal handle in the air and igniting it to release a blade made of blue light. Mei didn't even wait for the group's consent upon seeing the blade of light. She immediately grabbed the controller and pressed play at light speed.